Hey everybody, welcome to Ponytails Talking Pigskins. My name is Laurie Fitzpatrick. You may have seen me on Twitter. If you haven't, jump on there, give me a follow, make sure you hit subscribe, and you can find me at all the places that you see below. SI Jaguar Report. I've realized that video is the best way for me to express the game and kind of express and show what I really intend on showing. So whether that's key matchups, whether that's the offense choosing to exploit a certain player on the defense, or it's play calls throughout a game. It could be an entire drive and what this player did. So as you guys know, I'm a fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I love those guys. So Trevor Lawrence is most likely going to be the #1 pick. So what we're going to go through in this episode today is really just seeing what Gardner Minshew was seeing in the last season. We want to see the offensive line. We want to make sure that they are able to protect our #1 overall pick. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start with the very first game of last season, and that was against the Indianapolis Colts. So, as you can see here, Gardner is looks like he's making a read here on the end to see if he's coming or going. So if you see the entire line, they all shift to the right side, and they allow this corner guy to come free. So what Gardner Minshew is going to do is he's going to hold the ball, and he's going to try to make that mesh point as long as possible to hold these guys right here. Okay, because he knows that his wide receiver is going to run a slant. So he's going to come up like this and then come over. So as long as these guys in this area can focus on the mesh point, and Gardner Minshew can hold it for as long as he can, then our guy should be open. So let's see what happens. So he pulls it out. He does a great job of holding these linebackers here. So we already see that the wide receiver has leverage towards the inside, and at this point, you would think that Gardner Minshew would have thrown the ball already. But he doesn't. He waits until he gets open, and then he makes the throw. A little high. So he does have to jump a little bit, even though we always tell the wide receivers never to jump, because then you're going to get slammed when you get hit. Well, and that's pretty much what happened. So if we go through that again, I do like the amount of time that Gardner was able to hold his linebackers here, but it seems like he should have already got rid of the ball right there. It should have been gone, because if you look at this linebacker right here, he doesn't even know where he is because he came out to the play so late. So if he throws it a little bit sooner, that's going to be a completion. So let's look at it from this angle just to kind of confirm what we're seeing here. Rides him over, he waits, throws a little behind him. So you guys saw that ball was a little thrown behind him. And a good quarterback is able to put it where no other defender can get it. In this case, he puts it a little behind him and a little high, and Laviska is unable to hold on. Check out the next play. So this defense is in zone. So you see right away he does a 3-step drop. So let's take a look at that. 1, 2, 3, boom. And it should have been out already, but it doesn't even look like he goes through his reads. So if we can see what down this is, nonetheless, it looks like they're in zone on this side, maybe man-to-man on the other side. And, okay, so it looks like it's a good 1st and 10, maybe 2nd and 10. So boom, boom, boom. Who's open? And whoever is, what I should say is, Gardner Minshew is going to throw it at their break. He should throw it at any wide receiver's break, and it looks like this player did not make his break yet. This player already made his break, so he should have already thrown it, but he decides to not throw it to either of them because he can't tell, he can't read the defense. He's unable to figure out, okay, this side looks man, so then this side is man too. But that's not the case. So they're splitting up the field, and because he doesn't know, he can't anticipate where that defender is going to be on the wide receiver break, so he just throws at the check down. Let's see what it looks like from the other angle. Looks like he just rushes it out. Doesn't go through his reads at all. Alright, now we have Tennessee. So, looks like this is a spread. We have a it's 11 personnel. We have 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 wide receivers. You have 2 dropping back. Then you have your corners kind of stepping up and guarding the flat. So, let's see. Okay, at this point, Gardner he has not thrown the ball yet. 1, 2, boom. So, in air raid offense, you either you take those 2 steps, boom, boom, and you throw it, or you go through the reads, okay, and you wait for that receiver's route. So it looks like that's what he's actually doing here, but it does get underthrown or overthrown actually. Oh no, it looks like the other wide receiver actually took the ball. So if we get it from the other angle, we'll see what exactly happened here. Okay, so it was a high ball. Nobody had a chance in getting that. But I just don't like his footwork here. Boom, boom, and then he just stops. You know, there's a little bit of bounce to quarterbacks as they're going through their reads, you know, and then when they see it, they step through and they fire. It doesn't look like his front foot moves at all. Like, it takes that little step forward, but you're not gonna make an accurate throw if you're stepping to the side to throw straight. So it's just there was no chance on that. So even week 2, he's making bad throws. 5 defenders here. So let's see. And that's that play. Okay, so this was the broadcast, and here we take a look at the all 22. So looks like we have 21 personnel, or 13. Not sure if those are 2 tight ends here in the backfield. Nonetheless, you have a guy come across, and this is gonna let us know if it's man or zone. So if he follows him across the line, then it's gonna be man. So they drop back in the zone, and you have 2 safeties up at the top. Now you have a bunch here, so these linebackers are biting on that play action. So they bite the play action, and what that opens up is this left side here. But he should have already thrown it. If he would have thrown it right now, like right before now, if it was coming out of his hands, then that would have been a completion. He waits until this guy from the other end of the field comes over, because what you're doing is they thought it was single high, okay? They thought they were trying to read 1 safety, but when they shift over, they drop 2 back, and now they want to do the high crossers, and either that's going to be a shallow underneath, somebody's going to be open, or you're going to attack the 1 safety here and run 2 guys at him. This linebacker, this nickel, does a great job of staying on his defender the entire time. Minshew makes the wrong throw. He should have thrown it to this guy up here, who was open at his break. You know, boom, open. He should have made that throw. Instead, because he sees this safety up here. He's afraid that he's going to bite and get it. He's going to wait for this guy because he thinks he's watching him, but all the guys are in the same place. So no matter where he throws it, he's still going to be able to get there because Minshew's ball is just floating in the air for way entirely too long. So, like, maybe Chark should have, maybe cut in a little bit more to force that safety to one side to stay. But nonetheless, they were in zone. So, he just threw it into a bunch of guys. And here we go in slow-mo. So, right there, I say he should have thrown it. And even if he wanted to throw it to this guy in the back of the field, if he would have led him, maybe he would have gotten it. But there's no chance. Once he draws back and takes that third step, boom, that ball should be out of there already. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Takes a great angle as a defenseman, and you can't float that ball to this guy. Because look how many defenders you got. You got about 4 defenders trying to get that ball. And I remember this was like the second play of the game. It was like, what are you doing? Gardner Minshew's talent is his footwork. Take a look at his footwork here. Boom, boom. Like, what? He's side-arming it. Like, he's side-arm. I don't even know who he's actually throwing this ball to. But it's like he does like a skip backwards. Boom, boom. Like he does side foot and then he's trying to throw it. I just don't like his mechanics here. Like he tries to take that step and it's like he's backing away from pressure that doesn't even exist. Doesn't even see this guy this right here on the defensive line. Just bad, terrible effort. Terrible effort. Alright, now we're taking a look on the other side of the field. That's going to hold those linebackers. Or someone in the end zone. I mean, so far, these offensive linemen are doing a great job blocking. If you take a look at his footwork here, he's not stepping into anything. He's already backing away from pressure when there is none. And you have somebody that's one-on-one in the end zone that should be a leading pass over his head. And yet, it's underthrown. And you can see clearly why. His footwork is just... He made a step out to throw it down. That, you have to step into your passes in order for them to go sail a little bit. So, it's his passes don't sail; they just float in midair, and that's not gonna get a fade route done. Okay, let's see what we have here. I'm not even sure what happened. So he hesitates a little bit. So it's a play action. We have our linebackers that waited. He's not throwing it to DJ Chark for some reason. He avoids pressure and he tries to run for it and he gets sacked. Okay, next play. Oh no, this is the play. Just using clip draw to kind of break this down a little bit. DJ Chark does an amazing job of getting open. So if you see the leverage, I would give it to, he's kind of taken away his inside more than anything. So, but what he wants to do is he wants to get him off balance. So he's going to take a step inside. So he steps inside, and then he's going to have all that room to the outside. Just like that. And as soon as he opens his hips, he's going to cut right back to the outside. and then he's wide open. So where was Minshew when he already beat his defender? Oh, in the back of the pocket. Not intending to throw it at all. Tennessee, or a couple throws in the Tennessee game, there was a stat where Minshew went 9 for 9. And it started out 9 for 9 because that was catch number 1. Okay, this was catch number 3. Full extension. You know, these wide receivers are making catches. Like full out catches. So here we have Minshew. It looks like the safety steps in, and Minshew makes a great read, but he doesn't throw the ball. He doesn't throw it. The safety steps up. I'd like to know why. Let's see why the safety steps up. There is no play action, but it looks like... yeah, there's no play action, empty backfield, but the safety steps in to cover the underneath route because it looks like these guys may be in zone. Nope. Just a blown up... oh, no. Maybe it's a cover 3 buzz, so you're going to have one guy that dips down, and it's the seam route is the hardest to find as the quarterback, so that's why they do that to that seam route. Finding the seam, if you're able to do that, then, you know, it's a guaranteed catch. He was trying to run to the outside, so just doesn't look like they were on the same page there. So this play was to Colin Johnson, and if you watch him, he's in the middle, he's in the slot. He does a great job of getting open, but what Minshew needs to do is he needs to throw more bullet passes when his guys are open. It's all about anticipation, and that's something that he's not doing. So as you can see already, he's head on him, okay, but he's soft press. He's not gonna jam him at the line. So Colin kind of has the right to do whatever he wants. So he's able to get to the inside, and right here, if you can see, Minshew, he's about to finish his drop. He's about to get to the back of the pocket, and this is your key defender right here. You see his back, and that means this field is split. So if you're going to see a guy's back, he can't see behind him. So, you know, that should be a touchdown right there. Instead, Minshew sees it a little bit too late. He doesn't trust his eyes, and he floats it. Should have been a touchdown. He should have already gotten rid of it here. Bullet pass right at this guy's back. Instead, he floats it with 3 guys able to make a play at the ball. And, you know, I just don't like his footwork. Once again, it just doesn't seem like I don't like that footwork. Instead of stepping up, he's stepping to the side and making the throw. Second and 7. Okay, so you saw at the last second, the Titans switched out of cover 1. Okay, and they bring another guy deep. Minshew sees that, and he's just gonna go to check down. Just as long as you put you put an extra guy back here, and then you rush from the same side. So as a quarterback, when you see a blitzer coming in like from the right side, you know that one of the wide receivers is going to be open on that side. But when you also drop like a safety back there, or you drop in cover 2, then that's going to make the quarterback second guess a little bit. And so instead of going for maybe the wide receiver, he makes a throw. I believe that's to the running back. Oh, I believe this was. I put this on my playlist because I think this was the play that Gardner Minshew got hurt by chance. He hit his thumb. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened there week 2, which it would be pretty alarming if it did happen week 2. Okay, so we have a filthy route that was run here. Check out DJ Chark. Pulls that double move just to get even more space. Somehow this guy caught it. Somehow. But look, he runs towards the inside defender, so it's gonna make the safety kind of go back in space a little bit, because he doesn't know who he's gonna get. If this guy is running towards the middle of the field, he thinks, okay, maybe somebody's gonna come out the outside, so let me back up a little bit. Then he cuts back in, and then he goes. Then the guy in the back goes, oh crap, let me step up. So then he steps up, and then boom, he cuts again. And that right there, filthy. He should have already Minshew should have already anticipated that his guy was going to be open, because he should know that he's running a double route. So it should have been out by this point. Right there, boom, should have been gone. Instead, he floats it up there. Somehow DJ Chark makes his catch. Amazing play by DJ. Amazing. Okay, once again, against the Titans. Let's see what we got here. Oh, not on the same page. So back shoulder throw, which was a bullet, and he just wasn't ready. Doesn't look like he was ready for that. So maybe a deep comeback. I'm not really sure if it's a fade route, but if it's back shoulder, like that's usually if the defender and your wide receiver are side by side. Because if you throw it over, they're side by side, so the chances of him, breaking away to get it are slim. So when you're stacking your defender, then you're going to overthrow so he can go and get it. You throw it underneath of him. But in this case, it looks like he stacks him, but then he still throws it to his back shoulder. So now he has to fight around his own defender just to look at the back shoulder. Like, I don't know. It's just since they weren't on the same page. Not good. Okay, now we got the Dolphins. I believe this is week 3. We got first down line. We got a bunch of linebackers in zone. Then we have this one guy in man. So, here he is. Let's play that one more time. Come on, let's play that one more time. Okay, start from the beginning. Let's go through it. Okay, so there's the first down. You have your 4 linebackers, but you have your one linebacker that is in man-to-man. So you're gonna have a crosser, like crossers underneath, and then deep on the outside and crossers underneath. Okay, so when you play tights, you're always trying to get to the outside. Okay, so that's why whenever you see bunch or tight, you're going to see one of those wide receivers go to the outside. Okay, so he's pretty much looking for, anybody that can either get to the outside or get underneath. So right now he has this underneath route. He doesn't throw it yet. It doesn't look like he really has LaVisca, so he waits, and he ends up throwing it way too late. You see the linebackers go back a little bit. This ball should have already been out. And that's the problem, the hesitation. So now, like as a wide receiver, if you're running a slant route, if you're fighting for the first, you're going to stay on that line. But if you're not fighting for the first down and you're running a slant, you're going to come towards the quarterback to get the ball, especially if you have a defender on you, because you're always going to want to go to the ball. And so that's why he went to the ball, and when he threw it so late, it was really only a gain of like 3 yards. So he has to stop checking down. Just go through your reads and wait for that guy to be open, because if you look, he knows that he has a guy here running that deep corner route. And if all of your linebackers are sitting, then you just have to wait and sit in that pocket. That's where the poise comes in. It's very important to stay poised, stay tall, go through your reads. In this case, he tends to always check down. And let's check out this angle of this play. So he really didn't have any. He had pretty good protection here, and yet he's like, oh, I should have threw it there, but he didn't for some reason. So you see him kind of dip his shoulder a little bit. So then he knows that Cam's guy is coming through. So boom, he got to get it out. Or else he probably would have sat there even longer and waited. Okay, so now we have a guy under center. Motion, forces. Looks like it put some guys in zone here. You got 3 deep. Play action holds these linebackers here. He has his drop, and now you have your 2 crossers over the middle, and doesn't look like anybody's open. Great read, check down, perfect. And now you have James Robinson to make one hell of a play. So that was a good job. Everybody was covered. Okay, let's move on to the Bengals game. Week 4. So, it looks like there's a little bit of hesitation there once again. So, what the play action is supposed to do is it's supposed to hold the linebackers, and that's exactly what it does. And yet, the ball is not thrown at the like once he pulls it out, he should boom, know where you are, take that step, and then throw it. Boom, shot. But he doesn't. He doesn't make this pass. And he's open. He ends up taking his second read. I just don't know why he didn't make that first throw. Let's see from the other angle what happened. Won't really see much there. Okay, 3rd and 10. Let's see what happens here. 3rd and 10. Let's see what the game. Okay, 0-0. Still first quarter. On your own 20. All right, 2-back set. Twins. So, as we learned already, if you see somebody in twins, most likely you may see somebody try to fight to the outside. Okay, now we have one guy to the outside, and we're going to have one guy go through this seam. Okay, and Minshew is still holding on to the ball. And I see about 5 people open. Okay, he still has the ball. And one... Oh. Let's go back. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Literally every receiver. I mean, even this guy, like, he's open because his defender has his back to him. I swear. Gardner, just throw it. Just throw it, dude. I mean, can't hate on him. He made that throw. He stepped up into the pocket. He makes the throw. Boom. It is a shame, though, because DJ Chark is wide open, so he decides to make the hardest throw of all of them. But hey, he made it. That's what matters. Let's see what he dealt with in the pocket here. So he stepped up because he kind of needed to, I guess. 3-step. Okay, that was a huge step forward. He skipped just there. Oh boy. Minshew has some footwork issues that he's going to have to, really focus on this offseason. Okay, you got a blitzer coming through the middle. And remember I said in the beginning of this video, when you have a blitzer coming in, no matter which side he's coming on, the guy that is supposed to be in his spot, your own wide receiver, is most likely going to be open. A good defense will replace that blitzer, and then it forces the quarterback to make a read. So, what Minshew does here, he sees the blitzer coming in. He sees which guy, which wide receiver that defender was on. And so it was, this blitzer from this guy. So he knows that he's going to come over and he's going to try to make the throw. But unfortunately, we're going to have our guy here to step in. And so it's just understanding, like, it's not going to be a simple read. It's not going to be, the one blitzer coming through and that guy's going to be open. Like, it's not going to happen. You have to understand that when the defender is coming from the left side, you throw it to the right. And then the wide receiver will adjust according to the pass. But you can't allow... And he's throwing off his back foot again. So there's absolutely no pressure. And he started running away. The pressure got there. Because he doesn't want to get hit no matter what. So, bad throw, bad footwork, bad throw, bad outcome, interception. We got here. Okay, looks like next game we have the Broncos game. I love this play. Was this back in 2000? No, okay. Yeah, so this was our, the double fake. I remember they ran that with Nick Foles, I believe. And then you got your tight end to go up the seam. So this is, the reason why this worked is because he doesn't have to think here. It's like almost 10 times out of 10, this play is going to work if it's called correctly based on what you see. So let's go ahead and check it out. So we have our tight end here that's looking like he's about to block. Obviously Minshew loves to throw it in the backfield, so the linebackers are gonna chase their responsibilities, which is the backfield. And what that's gonna do is separate those linebackers. So that tight end is going to make that block, and then as soon as he takes a second, he's going to run right up the seam. And boom. Perfect. It's just how you draw it up. So when it seems like when, they run that offense, that designed offense, 3 steps drop, boom, you get it out. He looks like he's the guy. But when defense throws some, deception, you're going to make a read, I be able to sit in the pocket and make that read. It doesn't look like it's something he's been able to do this year. This was a really good throw that he made. Like, I can't say it was lucky. He just trusted his guy to make the catch. He threw it underneath, he threw it under so the wide receiver could run underneath of it and catch it. I mean, it's the perfect. that route. It's the play design is really what got it. So you have your, that point of deception, what's going to happen, kind of throw a little mini pick, and this safety has a choice to make. Either he's gonna guard the guy that just got beat, but Minshew's not even looking at him. Of course, he makes the harder throw once again, but amazing catch. Oh, it was not a catch. Amazing throw and almost a catch. He put it in there. He just couldn't haul it in. But you see right across the middle who is wide open. Hate to see it. You hate to see it. Okay, let's take a look at the next play here against the Bengals. We have 5 wide, spread, single high. Looks like we're all man-to-man here. So you might see a couple picks, and then you'll see a guy go deep. Okay, and I don't see any blitzers coming in either. So just rushing 4, and he doesn't know what to do. Really, there's not a lot of guys open. He's able to extend the play. But yeah, there's not a ton of guys open here. He does a good job of just, keeping the play alive. And that's where your wide receivers, the guys that run deep, they come up. Guys that have short routes, they run deep. And it's pretty much free for all. But he's dancing like he's just praying for somebody to get open. But he just simply doesn't pass it. He's dancing in there like he's got jelly beans in his pants. Like, what is this? The shimmy. I'm telling you, man, he can move. He can move. Alright, let's take a look at this play. I believe it's another hesitation. So, you have your guy wide open right at the seam. Ooh, what a cut he makes here. So if you watch the inside guy here, the tight end, he's gonna run to the shoulder here, the outside shoulder, and then he's gonna cut right up. And that leverage that he gets, looks so nice. He's wide open. But instead of throwing it over to lead him, he just doesn't throw it at all. Check down. So it's just those hesitation. Doesn't seem like he's trusting his eyes. There are multiple guys open, but it just doesn't look like he trusts his arm. He doesn't trust what he sees. And then look at that O-line. They're giving him protection. I am not worried about Trevor having time, because everything I'm seeing shows that Gardner had the time. Okay, so 3-step drop, or is it a 5-step drop? Nonetheless, looks like the Bengals are in zone, but it's so deep that it does look like our tight end is open, O'Shaughnessy. Right on the break, it does look like 3 guys are open here. Boom. Get it out. This guy, on the outside, you have the tight end, and you have in the flat. But he doesn't make the throws. He's afraid to heave it up there. I guess. Let's see what it looks like from the other side. Maybe he's getting blitzed. Maybe it doesn't work out. Boom. He should be throwing it right now. Nope. Hesitates. Once again, another hesitation. I don't know if it's something where, year 3, then your confidence comes back. I'm not saying he can't be the quarterback. He will be a pretty decent backup. He just has to trust himself. You have DJ Chark wide open here. Does he make the throw? Nope. Doesn't make the throw. I can't even watch this. Play action. Looks like people bite on it. Look at all the room he has here. Woohoo! Look wide open. Yo, that play action made all 11 go to the right side of the field. You'll see every single one of these guys on this play action. Boom. Okay, ready. We got 1, 2. Even this guy is looking out there. So is he. They think that our guy is going to run across the field. He's going to come up and then go back out. He's going to be wide open. Wide open. Touchdown, but barely. Barely. All of that deception pulls everyone in. All of those defenders. Look how much time he has. All he has to do is throw a bullet right to the side of the end zone. But he doesn't. He throws it high. And he almost throws it out of bounds. DJ Chark has to make an amazing catch in order for this to be a touchdown. Why isn't he right here while he's catching it? He already beat his defender. You know, he needs to zip it. Step into his throws. It's just something that wasn't really happening. Alright, another play action pass. Let's see what happens. So we have some curl routes, a double move, inside, and 2 curls on the outside. So you're really going to look at these 2 guys here, the slot, and then the guy going in the seam. Okay, so as soon as we pause it, well, you have the first down, and who's open? You got a guy here, he's open, he definitely stacked his defender, and you even kind of have your double move really working, you know, in the works. Doesn't throw it, decides to run. I just don't understand why he didn't try to make these throws. So boom, boom, he should be stepping up to throw the ball right now. You know, he's open. So is LaVisca. Let's look at maybe the second angle has it. I don't even know if I got the second angle at this point. I was too frustrated. So here's 5 wide again. Let's see where they go with it. He's at the deepest point in his pocket. 1, 2. He's shuffling around. Now we got one guy open here. We got a guy open at the top. And then we kind of have, wide receiver here. But it looks like that safety can drop down, so he's not really open. But he does make this throw to the curl route. You see how it wasn't even a bullet pass. He had to come get it, and it was almost still a jump ball. Luckily, he was able to hold on. Let's look at it from the other side. Colin Johnson, man. I'm telling you, he's got hands. Hands. He stayed poised there. He stayed high and tall. And made that throw. His back was straight. He stepped into it. Kind of stepped into it. Kind of moved his hips and relied more on his arm strength there. But nonetheless, he made the pass. Okay, now we have the Texans. Once again, another check down. So the defense is playing pretty deep. So I don't blame him for this. Doesn't seem like many guys were open. The only guy that was open was really this slant here and the deception off the line of scrimmage with the Twins. You got this guy going out and then him coming under. And so since this is, like, he didn't know, this defender here is pretty much, he's deciding which way he's about to run. So as soon as he sees that he goes in, he's off of his back foot, he's off balance. So this guy was open. But, you know, when you have five wide, you have to go through your reads, and, you know, it is tough. It's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and say it's an easy job. You know, they try to cut the field in half for these, you know, these quarterbacks that aren't so experienced. And if so you're unable to see it, then you're unable to see it. Nonetheless, he just has to sit there, stay poised, and just because he sees that he's not open right away doesn't mean that he can't go back to him and he's not open, because boom, he's open the whole time. So he just has to be confident more in his eyes and in his players and his wide receivers. So this was, I think it was last year. But I wanted to get an extra couple plays in here, because I want Gardner to start taking more chances. And if he knows his wide receivers' routes, then he should be able to anticipate, what they're going to do. And all he has to do is read the defender. So this guy is way too far out. He just made his cut inside. This ball should be out. And it's not. And he just decides to run the ball. So sometimes you need to play the timing, no huddle offense, just to gain that rhythm, to hold the defense from making jumping routes and stuff, and making forcing them to stay home. Okay, and then calms down the offense, and the quarterback can then go through his reads. So that no huddle, those quick step, and then quick outs, that is the type of offense that's going to get things going. Unless you're able to do that, then I don't see a lot of confidence in Minshew to be able to get that done, to sit in the pocket, have the poise, make those throws. Because if it's not his hesitation, it's the way it's gliding through the air. He's not leading anybody. And when he's, when he is leading someone, then it's and the wide receiver has to make an amazing catch just to catch the ball. So it's like those little things where he needs to step up in the pocket, and the footwork in itself could really, really help. I'm just I don't want to see these checkdowns anymore. So it's something that I really want to see him work on. The footwork, him really zipping the ball to have velocity on it, not just let the ball fly. And then just trusting your wide receivers. So by the end of this season, it looked like he was, making some pretty good, passes. I think this one right here, he's trusting his guys. He knows their route, and he's just gonna throw it deep, and he's not gonna think about it. He's not even open at this point, but he trusts him to make the catch. And he needed to do that in the beginning of the season. Just want to break down maybe one more play. You have man-to-man across the board. These guys are stepping up. And once you have girls all across the board, you're going to have one guy going deep. Alright, and so in this case, it's the slot. And he made that throw, and it's all about trust. And you have to take the hit. Because Minshew, even before when you have to think about it, then it's already too late. He can't turn and protect himself when there's not even a rusher coming at him. That's why balls are underthrown or thrown behind. So he has to sit in the pocket, take the hit, and trust your wide receivers to make those catches. Then I think he can be a pretty solid backup. And after seeing all these clips, I think the O-line is going to be just fine for Trevor Lawrence.